Hey there, thanks for tuning in. This is WareGames, and we are talking about Banished. Today we are going to be looking at the trading post. This is a source of confusion for a lot of the newer players. They get a little confused about how it works and what to do with it and how to use it effectively. So we're going to talk about that today. Just a quick little video about the trading post. So the first problem that people have with the trading post is after they build it, nobody comes and they can't figure out what's going on. So a couple things you need to do to make sure that you're doing is you have to have at least one trader set to work in the building. If you don't, there's going to be a big question mark over it. Hopefully by this point you figured out what that means. So you got to have at least one person working there. And the second thing you're going to need is some goods that you can actually trade. So when we open the trading post up, you can see that we have the inventory screen. Mine is sorted right now by quantity, but normally it'll be sorted by name when you first open it. So this is going to tell you two numbers for each item. You've got the desired and the count. The desired is what you've told the game. This is how many of this unit I want in my trading post. The count is how many of those things are actually here. So you can see in mine I've asked it for 500 venison. I've got 500 venison. I've asked it for 600 fish. Right now we've only got 459 fish. There just aren't any more fish in our village right now. They're going to bring them in as they come. Something to keep in mind here, if you're using, for instance, firewood very early in the game and you tell it you want 600 firewood units, the first 600 firewood units that are created are going to go instantly to the trading post. That can cause a lot of problems for people if their people also need the firewood. So make sure that you're not starving your village in order to keep the trading post up. Also really important, after you make a trade, if we trade 600 of those firewood units away, it needs to now go and grab another 600. So you can get into trouble really fast, especially if you've got items that your people also need to survive. Say if I told it I wanted 6,000 fish, and I trade those away, the next 6,000 fish that come in are going directly to here. Maybe people are starving because of that. So you have to be really careful, especially with items that you're using yourself. So once you've got those items set, you can move on to the next screen. Sorry, and I should mention too that you can click up and down with the arrows, and they'll either move in units of 1 or units of 20. The other thing you can do is you can just click into that and tell it, I want 600. That's probably the fastest way to go once you get up into units where you're trading 10,000 of something. So the second tab here is our trade tab. This is a pretty important one. You'll be spending a lot of time here. You can see that this guy, his name is Busterling. He's a food merchant, and he's brought us 333 potatoes, 333 roots. Each of those items cost 1 unit, let's call it. This is our side of the screen. We have 500 venison, and we have 459 fish. You saw that in this other screen here in the inventory. So, if we want to trade, if we say we want to trade him for his 333 potatoes. So I'm going to type 333, click into another box, and that tells me now I've got 333, and that's how many units I owe him. I can't trade until I've got that. Once I have that, this trade button will light up. So, knowing that our venison are worth 3 each, if I put in, say, 100 of them, that's worth 300 units. I click somewhere else, it shows me that I still need 33 more units. So I could do that with the fish here. I could just tell it 33. Those are worth 1 each, so we know. Simple math tells us we have the same amount, everybody's happy. I can now trade. So, once I click the trade button, that trade has now happened. He hasn't left yet, he's still got some stuff, we could still trade again if we want. If you click the dismiss button, he will go. That's it, he's done, and you won't see him again until the next time he shows up. So just be careful with that. The purchase tab is for a little later in the game when we're ready to start doing some auto purchasing. It says every time this comes in, make sure you buy X amount of it. Don't want to get into too much trouble with this if you're just learning the game. I would say leave that for now. You can get back into that a little bit later. And finally, the custom order screen. So, I've already clicked a few things on here. You can see that I've told him, hey, bring all these different kinds of things. Some of them I left unchecked. Those are animal products. They cost more, so I didn't see the need to trade for them because it's going to cost me a lot more units to get fewer. That's not worth it to me at this point because I've got my fish coming in already, and hopefully soon I'm going to have some animals that I can make use of. So I've told it, bring in some of these things. Now, this is super important because a lot of people miss this. This here, it says custom order from Busterling, and normally when you start, it's going to be set to never, which means it's not necessarily going to care the next time you come in. He's not going to bring those things. You can tell it just once bring these things. That's useful if you just want a certain seed. You don't want him to bring it every time, but you want him to bring it once. We're going to tell this guy, every time you come here, please bring that, okay? And he's just about ready to go at this point. And we've learned everything we need to know from him, so we're going to dismiss him. So if I start my game up, you can see off he goes. And in our inventory, we've got the 303 potatoes, 333, but we desire 0 of them. We've already told our worker that we don't need any of those. So it's going to be his job, our one trader that we've got on the job now. He's going to come back, he's going to see those, and he's going to drop them off somewhere else because we don't need them in the trading post. That's what we've told them already. This is one reason that you might want to increase the number of traders you have as the game progresses and you've got more goods coming in and out, because if he also needs to bring goods in, it gets a little tricky. See, he just showed up, he brought us some fish, he's probably going back to get some more fish or some more something else, and that's okay. Alright, so that's pretty much the trading post. One other thing to keep in mind is that there's a bunch of different kinds of traders that will come. Some will have animals, some will have the goods, some will have a little bit of everything. Some will only have things like coal and tools. So in order to increase your chances of getting the thing that you want, when you have enough material, it's a really good idea to put in a second, a third, a fourth trading post. One difficulty there is you're going to have to start splitting up which goods are coming in. It makes you juggle a little bit. But as you're able to grow your city, that's a very good tactic, because then you've got more opportunities, especially if you get to the point where you need food or something like that to come in fast. That will help you out. So that's about it for the trading post. So remember, make sure that you set on your order screen, make sure you set your thing to always bring it in. Make sure you've got someone working at the trading post, and make sure that you've got some goods there, and then your trading posts will be up and running and working fabulously. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you have any suggestions or comments or likes or subscribes, all of that, really appreciate it, especially comments. You know, if you like what we're doing, if you don't like what we're doing, please tell us. It's very important to us. Thanks very much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.